Go to Ezekiel chapter 28. This is the definitive chapter that deals with the origin of Satan, where he came from. Who is he? What is he? And once you understand how he was created and what kind of being he was created, you'll get an understanding of what his strengths are. Now notice here in Ezekiel 28, verse 11. It says, "The word of the Lord came to me, Son of man, take up a lament concerning the king of Tyre, and say to him, this is what the sovereign Lord says, quote, you were the model of perfection, full of wisdom and perfect in beauty. You were in Eden, the garden of God." Now stop for a moment. Who is God speaking to here? He could not be speaking to the natural king of Tyre, because that king was not in the Garden of Eden. We know that there were only two human beings in the Garden of Eden, Adam and Eve. We also know the serpent was in the Garden of Eden. And we also know after Adam and Eve sinned, they were expelled from the garden, and no one was allowed to return back to it. In fact, two angels were there to guard so that no one could come back into the Garden of Eden. So when God says you were in the garden of God, this could be nothing other than the reference to Satan. We know it's a reference to Satan because if you jump down to verse 14, it says you were anointed as the guardian cherub. There you go. Cherub, and every theologian knows the cherub is a term for angels. And what he's saying, you were the anointed cherub. You were an angel of God. So the first order of creation were angels. The second order was the earth and all the material beings like animals and mankind. But the first order of creation were angels. Now we know from Revelation that Satan fell from heaven. And this is what the scripture actually discusses. Notice this. First, I want you to see he was full of wisdom. Can you all say full of wisdom? That's verse 12. Full of wisdom. That means he is a brilliant angel. In fact, can I say something about Satan's wisdom? His wisdom is his keynote. It is what you know him by. See, everyone has their strengths. Like I'm known for my huge size. Just want to see if you're awake. No, everyone is known for something, whether they're known for their their pretty eyes, whether they're known for their hair, they're known for their smarts, there's brains at school, they're cheerleaders at school. Everyone has their strong attributes, right? You ever consider this? First of all, God made Satan, notice, a model of perfection. God did not make him with horns and a pitched fork. You understand? He did not make him evil. God never makes anyone evil, but he gives all beings, including angels, a free will to do what they want. All right? Now consider this. Satan has his strengths. He was what? A model of perfection, full of wisdom. Now here's what God is trying to show us. Is the one strength that Satan has is wisdom. He doesn't necessarily have a lot of power. In fact, Michael, one of the other three archangels, his strength is power. In other words, if you want to know what is Michael known for, he's very powerful and strong, and he singly was able to take Satan and throw him out of heaven. God didn't even lift a finger. Michael is that strong, he can throw Satan out. And Satan is not that strong. You get it? That's not his power. So if you're looking for Satan to show his strength in power, you're missing it. He's going to show his strength in wisdom. Oh, please get this. It's wisdom that's his strength. Then he goes on to say in verse 16, through your widespread trade you were filled with violence and you sinned. So I drove you in disgrace from the mount of God and expelled you, O guardian cherub, from among the fiery stones. Your heart became proud on account of your beauty, and you corrupted your wisdom. Notice what he's going to do with his wisdom. He's going to corrupt it. He still maintains his wisdom, but he uses it as a corrupting influence in people's lives. So if you want to know his plot, he's going to play on his strengths, not his weaknesses. He's not going to play on power. He's going to play on wisdom. And he's going to use his wisdom to do what? To deceive.
You are watching The Bondage Breaker with Tom Brown. To receive today's message in its entirety, call us now at 915-855-WORD. That's 915-855-9673. If you prefer to request the message by mail, then follow the information on the screen and don't forget to specify today's title.